On. Okay. So we are going to start. I'm supposed to present on Hibernate today. Did you two see the post I made in the class community?
Not yet.
Okay. I found a super simple tutorial that walks you through everything step by step.
Cool.
The good part is I found one that wasn't Indian. Um, have you done any research on Hibernate yet?
Not yet.
No.
Okay. Like 90% of all the tutorials are by Indians. And it's hard to understand sometimes. So this
Yeah.
guy I found isn't Indian, and he does a good job. So I'm excited for you guys to watch it, and I'll kind of walk you through it as well, or at least show you what it is. But um, Brian, can you talk about the what you and brother Larson talked about last night, real quick?
Yeah, so he started talking about Hibernate first. So he said there's nothing like specific that we need to do for almost everything that we'll be doing in our sandbox code. So he wants us to do very simple examples, and he doesn't have like a just one way that he will be expect us to do. So we could do almost anything as long as it works and shows that we understand that topic. Like for Hibernate, we will need at least 3 to 4 files in the project. So he wants us to have at least 2 tables. And to the CRUD, if you remember what the CRUD means.
Create.
Yeah, all that. So we will have to do all that for both tables. And we have to make it simple, like, for example, he said a student table and have the one-to-many relationships. So maybe have more than one address or phone, and to the CRUD for both tables. And the other file will be doing the connection to Hibernate and do all the CRUD though. And after that, I think that's all we need to do besides the nasty paths for that. And for the HTTP URL connection, it's almost the same thing. We can do it in one single project and add just the 2 files that, and we have to figure out how to call each other to interact with Jumpcat. And that's the hard part because I have problems with Jumpcat. It's installed, but I can't go to the manager because when you go to the browser to access the manager, you have to type the 127.0.0.1, then colon and port 8080, and that takes you to the manager, and you have to change some things over there. And if it doesn't work, you do it manually going to the installation folders and everything else. And he talked about the WAR file that is created when you rebuild your project. So you have to move it and put it somewhere so that it will work.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I would figure out today how to do that, and then I can explain it later. Then for servlets, it's almost the same thing. There's nothing specific that we need to do. Maybe like Vicky showed us the other day, maybe that's enough for the servlet. And he said that he has been looking at our videos and would make some progress, and he's not concerned about that or any of our meetings. So he just had to keep going and do what we've been doing.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, with the Hibernate, I feel like
I also asked him about the recordings. So he will be emailing us a copy of the recordings of that Excel sheet.
oh, Good.
So
Good.
when
Okay.
we claim fluency and record it, he will email us with that.
Did you have the chance to ask him if he is recording his meetings?
No.
Okay.
I think we will have to do that.
Okay, I'll just send him an email. It's not a problem. I was just curious.
And for the Android
you.
Studio also, he said that we don't need to worry about that now. That's going to be later when we start doing the app. We will be using that. But for now, we won't have to worry about it.
All right, sorry, 1 second. My son, you can hear him in the background, I imagine, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go.
Don't worry about that. So since the time difference, you didn't have chance to be a part of the office hours, as I understand.
Well, I forgot. I didn't check the time difference. I thought that it was going to start at 7:30 here, but it started at 6:30 here. So I logged in late, but he wasn't there. I think so. Before I was leaving, he said, "Are you there?" He was there, and then he sent me an email saying if I wanted to meet him at that time when he logged in, or wait until Saturday morning. And I said, "I'm here." So he started talking, and I talked to him for like an hour.
Cool.
Okay, sorry about that.
And there's something
okay.
in his Adobe Connect. There's a share screen like this one, and he can help you also during the meetings.
Cool. Is he gonna be on Saturday morning then?
You will probably have to email him in case you weren't able to talk to him yesterday. I don't think he will say no.
Okay, well, sounds good. Okay, so today, I guess, can we just go proceed and I will go ahead.
He's adorable.
Thank you. All right, sit down. Sorry, he was in trouble and tried to run away from mom.
It's okay.
Ran to daddy, hoping daddy would save him. Okay, so today I was supposed to present on Hibernate, and I'm actually excited because so I tagged both of you in a tutorial on the group, not on the group page, I guess on the team page. Sorry, the class page. So feel free to watch that, but I'm going to kind of go through what he went through, and it makes Hibernate a lot easier to work with. So first thing is, let me just get rid of a couple things here. Let me share my screen. All right. So yeah, the tutorial is here. I'll put it on the group page. I guess I don't need to bring it up because I'll show you. But a couple things you're going to need. The IntelliJ IDE can run the server, but there's just a lot of other, run the server, Tomcat. There's just a lot of configuration you may need to do. Not to mention you need a database for this to work. So what I did is I actually am using XAMPP because I use Windows. If you're using a Mac, you can use MAMP. Either way, I have my Apache Tomcat server running in the background as well as my MySQL server. And what I did to start is I just went in and created my tables, my database. So I just labeled it Hibernate. I have 3 tables: car, car owner, and owner. And pretty much this will just be, okay, who has what car, who's purchased a car. This car owner is a many-to-many table. So it's like a common lookup table where one owner can have multiple cars and one car can belong to multiple owners. Just depending if someone, like Brian, if you bought a car and sold it to me, you would be an owner of the car, but I'll be the current owner of the car. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So anyways, I created rows for the owner, first name, last name, for the car, make, model, year, color, VIN number. And then in the car owner table, I have the car ID and owner ID, which are foreign keys. The VIN number, which is unique, which actually could be the car ID. Anyways, and then is sold. So is this car sold to someone else? I guess I should probably change this to is current owner or something like that. Anyways, this is my many-to-many relationships table. Once I created this and I have my MAMP server running, XAMPP server running, let me bring it up. I just wanted to create a new project. You click on Java and you click on the Java EE persistence. Not necessarily the Hibernate one, but Java EE persistence. And then here under provider, you click Hibernate. Okay. Now you can use a library as in one if you download it manually, but just click download, have the download option selected. It's by default, and it will automatically download everything that you need for Hibernate. So click next. I'm just gonna name it Hibernate test. Oh, let's do it here. So here's my Hibernate file or project. So before I really do anything, I can make the tables myself under source. I can make Java classes that I can relate to my database I made. But the easiest way is if you just go to database, you can import your database, because mine's MySQL. You can import it and use all those as tables. So your work is minimal. My database name is Hibernate. My user is just root. There's no password. I click test connection and it's successful. I click OK. And then I need to refresh it. And it will pull in all of my database right there. So I can see my database here on the right. On the bottom left, if I click persistence, here is my persistence folders from the file. If I right click on the new persistence unit and click on the very bottom, generate persistence mapping by database schema, I can choose my data source, which is my database. I click all these here and it will make classes for my tables, which is pretty sweet. I'm just going to make a package. Make a package. Okay. Once the package is selected, your data source is selected, you got to make sure you select all the tables you want created as classes. You click OK. Yes. And it'll create your package. And it'll create your classes already made. They do everything for you. So you have the entity, and a lot of this I've done in the past manually, but this is just a way easier method of getting the same thing done. Now, granted, Brother Larson's probably going to want us to know what entity means or represents. A lot of this stuff is intuitive. So entity pretty much just means table, or yeah, a table. Kind of redundant, but entity kind of says, hey, this is going to be linked to my database. Table, obviously you specify the table, the name of my, schema, yeah, the name of my table, and then the schema name, the database name. And this is my car table here. So I have my ID, my make, my model, my year, my color, my VIN, all the same things I had in my database. And it's the same thing for all the other ones. The cool part is, do they have the getters and setters in here? Yeah, they even included, when I created this, getters and setters for these. Now, because the ID, you may want to change a couple things. ID, for instance, shouldn't be able to be set. It should be auto-incrementing, depending on how you want to set up your database. But so there are a couple modifications you may need to make. But this just makes the entire process way easy. So now when you write your Java program, you can say, I haven't actually written the program yet, my bad. But it could be enter in make, model, year for your car. You enter it in and you just use set make, set model, set year, and then you call a specific function, and that'll automatically upload those things to your database. So Hibernate is pretty sweet, or ORMs, or object related model, object related mapping, sorry, is pretty sweet, but it's limited. The more complicated your application or your database is, ORM probably is not for you. You can still use it, but you're going to need to customize it quite a bit. Hibernate, Eclipse Link, popular ORMs like that are great for fairly simple, maybe on the bottom of complex things or applications. So anyway, the tutorial I put up there on the community is great. It'll walk you through a lot. And this here just saves you a lot of time and headache writing all this stuff yourself and trying to figure it all out yourself.
So what about the actual connection when you want to join tables? Where would you do that there?
When you want to join tables?
Yeah, or delete maybe a column or row.
Well, that's a good question. You could always, I imagine there's a way to add those in. I didn't research too much into how to delete and update rows. That's a good question. I'll have to research that a bit.
Because like that looks fine, but I think we will have an extra file that will do everything, like do the actual connection to Hibernate and to anything that we want to do to the database tables.
What do you mean by the actual connection? Like,
because we, for example, it's like there's like a configuration file, something like that. Like I'll show you.
yeah, it's right here. It's the persistence XML. This one?
Can you open? Okay. There's something similar to that. What I have is...
So this is the connection between Hibernate and the MySQL database right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there is code, and I've used it, just not the Hibernate code, to delete, update, replace, create. There are those for sure. So maybe on Monday I can have a full-fledged working application for you that'll show you how it works. But I spent a decent amount of time just trying to get a good tutorial slash simple way of doing this, and this is the best or the quickest way I've found to do it, is create your database first and then just import everything and then make modifications after if needed. It probably won't always work that way, but for the purpose of this class, I'm sure this will be enough.
Yeah, because the files that I'm looking at are not like necessary for what he's asking, just doing the connections and having the usernames. That's not what I want. But I'm trying to see if there's something like to do, like the join tables or any of that. But I don't think they're in the code. Maybe you can do it like hard coded, or maybe there's a way to do it. Or there's another way to maybe create a simple Java class that will be able to do that. I don't know. We'll see later.
No, I know there's a way to do it. I've used this before. Well, not Hibernate, but something like it. So it shouldn't take me too long. I can have something like that's actually working, and that will update, replace, delete, create by Monday. So I'll represent in a way on Monday with a full-fledged application.
Yeah, hope I can figure it out how I did it before. If not, I'll try to do it simple this time.
You have weekends.
Yeah, kind of.
So yeah, feel free to take a look at that video if you want, the tutorial. I didn't watch it all the way through. I think he may go into the CRUD stuff after, but this is like the first 5 minutes of the video. So
yeah. So what was the name for that, for the Mac version for that? For the
MAMP, M-A-M-P.
Is it when you have created your database?
Yeah, so MAMP or XAMPP in Windows. MAMP is a server you can download, an application that creates a server on your computer that lets you run Apache, MySQL, a lot of things like that that are server-based applications. And you can run it locally.
Would that mess up with my Tomcat?
Your current Tomcat?
Yeah.
No, because you have to start it, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, as long as you don't have both of them running at the same time.
Okay.
But yeah, I think I'd go that route just because it's easier. Instead of having to install Tomcat yourself, you just install the MAMP or XAMPP and run it. It'll do it for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Besides that, I spent most of my time on Hibernate, so I don't have the HTTP URL to present on.
It's okay. You can do it on Monday.
Sounds good. Did anyone else have anything else they wanted to share today?
Well,
I have my HTTP URL connection. Not sure if it's what we need because I have read many articles. So like I can show and you can tell me if it's that we need or I need to redo it.
Hey, show us.
Yeah, sure.
And Brian, you have said something.
You can show us what you did and maybe we'll see what it does.
Okay, give me a second. First, let me know if I can use my headset. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Yep. While Vicky's getting ready, have you submitted for fluency?
No, I'm gonna do that today.
Okay.
At least what I have done.
Yeah, I submitted for fluency, but I'm not sure if he. I sent the email to him, but we'll see what he says back. Vicky, are you there?
Yes.
I'm here. It just stuck. I didn't have a chance to move my file to my mom's computer. I hope it. Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and actually, an example what in our manual work. So I have created another file. Example of how to upload content from the URL address, and as an example, I'm using that LDS.org Russian, so you know exactly that it works. In the main method, I'm calling the TP URL method, what I have created over here. Here I have my attributes, the string, LDS URL, when I have my creating the URL, and then below I'm my object to the string, and then I have connection method. It returns a URL connection instance that represents a connection to the remote object referenced to by the URL. Then I'm the print URL content method. What I have need to move a little bit. This is my print URL content method, and my URL HTTP URL connection does it will print that message, the actual content of my URL. The get input stream method returns, and that reads from the my and it's stuck. I don't see anything. So here is I'm creating the string, and if string doesn't know it my string. So like this is simple. I will just so you can see how it works. Just give me a second. It's stuck. Are you here?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Because it's quiet. So I just want to make sure that you are here. And I'm so I hope that in a couple of seconds it will run.
It's thinking about it.
Yeah, it is. Without meeting, it works perfectly. Reason actually why I'm using because as I see it works much better without when I'm using audio. Come on. Really? Oh, okay. It's here. Come on. I even don't see if it's running or not. Work. Sorry. That like in Russian, we are using he or she, and I know that in English for computer you use it.
Yeah.
I
Correct.
want to say he, but it's it.
Is there masculine and feminine in Russian?
Yes, and actually we have the third it, like ano. Of course, you don't know what it's ano. It's it. So she it's ana, on, and ano. Russian, it's pretty hard language. Me. And Ukrainian, it's hard language too. English, it's much easier than Russian and Ukrainian. Our missionaries are struggling with Russian and Ukrainian. Us people in Ukraine, they speak 2 languages. It's supposed to run. I click it. Maybe I will try to stop sharing my screen and try to run and then share my screen again.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Just give me a second. I will stop and run and share my screen again. Sorry. So you don't see my screen?
No.
Okay. So I will try to run. Greg, do you know other languages?
Yes, I know French.
Cool. Did you serve your mission there?
Yes, I did. They have masculine and feminine as well in French.
Cool. It's stuck. It is the reason why I didn't run it. Come on. Sorry, guys.
Let's see.
Since I already show you everything, it is hard to add something. HTTP URL connection. I'm not sure, but I think it's running. Give me just a couple of seconds, see if it's running or not. So then I can share my screen with you. Brian, did you serve your mission?
Yes, in Argentina.
Again? Argentina?
Yes.
Come on. Did you have chance to think about our application?
I was thinking that, well, not exactly yet, but maybe like a game or something else. I can't think of anything that is not done yet.
Do we need to have some design for it? An idea and code?
I think
like,
so.
I mean, to develop.
Yeah, we will
Do you think
need to have all the details and maybe at least how it will look like in the screen, at least that. And if we will have different screen, how it will look like, I think so. Yeah.
If we're using the tablet or cell phone or computer, I mean laptop?
I don't think that will be necessary. At least just focus on maybe the cell phone. Maybe just keep it simple.
Okay. It drives me crazy. I don't understand why it's not running. I have run it many times before I came to that meeting. No, it doesn't want to run. Like, I mean, it's stuck. Shows me the message that it's finished and saving caches. Try to run it again. Oh, actually, it's running. Give me a second. I will share my screen. Come on, share my screen. So, do you see my screen?
No. Yes, now I do.
Yes.
It's a long time to see a message and then the content. Just need to wait a couple seconds till it will show. Can see my message, URL content of work, and then it will print it. So you can see content since I decided to use alias.org with Russian language, so you can see the language over here. So you know exactly that it's here and here, and it finished. Here is the Russian site, and it doesn't work. I'm just trying to stay positive. Yeah, so you can see Russian language. So it is all what I have for my HTTP URL connection. I'm not sure if it's all exactly what we need for it.
Well,
Maybe you have questions.
It looks
Again?
It doesn't. It looks fine just to start it, but maybe you will have to add something more than that. At least that is working, but you can also try, or you might want to see something that you will get from the server and display it in your IntelliJ. You're connecting and that works, the connection works, but now you will have to try to send something and get something back and display it.
Everything okay? Vicky?
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I said that I was trying to work on an example what we have in doing more with Java, like to understand the basic, like how it works. But the examples from doesn't work. So if we have the client and the server, like it doesn't connect to each other. It doesn't receive the messages from server to client and from client to server.
So maybe there's something that we'll have to do for the setup to make it work.
Yeah. I need to figure out.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, and I will do that today. But the problem is,
on the same stage.
I installed Tomcat. It works, but I can't go to the manager because it asks me for a username and password. And if I put admin for both,
you actually, I can show you. Let me share my screen. Second, because I was working on it when I was preparing my servlets. It's stuck.
It's like I never said like a username or password, but it's asking me for that, but it doesn't.
I know.
Yeah.
I was working on it. So give me a second. When it will work, I can show you. Or I can ask my mom's computer. Try and let me share, and if it will not work, I will go to my mom's computer and show how it's supposed to work.
Okay.
So my computer, sign of computer, go to the disk C, program files.
Yeah. Oh, she left.
Oh, he's gone. Okay. Well, unfortunately, I have to go soon. It's almost 10.
Yeah.
Should we just call it or wait for Vicky to come back on?
Oh, we can wait and tell her to maybe she could record it herself and post it.
I need to go hurry up right now.
Well, while we're waiting, I'm just going to go ahead on our notes then for Monday. Let's see. All right. Monday is going to be Greg present on using Hibernate.
So I will hopefully have ready HTTP URL and Hibernate. I have servlets already, but I will present that on Monday.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. So we'll move this over here because this is supposed to be done by Monday. So next week we start on diagrams. Woohoo!
JUnit. One more code.
Is JUnit code?
Yeah.
Yay.
But that's longer, but that's not too hard. That's easy.
Okay. Diagrams. I detest diagrams. All right. So JUnit tests. Should we just kind of use next week as a wrap-up week? Everyone claim fluency, everyone get at least disagree on all these coding topics? Or should we also do some diagram topics next week?
Yeah.
Yes, do some diagram topics, or yes, use next week as catch-up week.
Well, just in case, it will be best to make it as a catch-up week.
Okay. So then next week, we'll make sure that everyone's submitted fluency on all the coding topics then, right?
Yeah.
Is this week 5 or week 6 right now?
I think it's week 5.
Okay. So if next week is week 6, then we'll have everything done almost on time, pretty much, what we wanted to do. So
yeah, because we could do the first 3-4 topics there. That can be done in 1 week easily.
Okay. All right.
I'm here again.
Hey, Vicky, you're back. So then let's just do catch-up week. Make sure that everyone has all their colors on all of these so we can claim fluency on these. And then we'll do JUnit tests. And so next week will be mostly catch-up. Make sure we're all on the same page before we start on the diagrams.
Yeah.
Okay. That'll give us 4 weeks for diagrams, but also our application. Did you talk to Brother Larson about the application we have to make?
No.
Okay, we'll have to talk with him about that and see what he expects, or yeah. Does this sound okay?
Yeah. So Vicky, could you maybe record what you were explaining?
Yeah.
So that
I
will,
just need a second
yeah,
to
because
show
then,
you.
okay.
So I know because it's stuck. Give me a second. I will use my mom's computer so I can show you.
Oh,
I know exactly how to do that.
yeah, can we make a different hangout? Because Greg has to go.
Do we need
I have to go.
have another hangout? Okay, yeah. Brian, can you create new hangout?
Yeah.
So show you.
Sounds good. So I will see both of you then on Monday morning, 9 o'clock.
Yeah. See you on Monday.
All right. Thanks, guys.